Hello folks and welcome back to Shogun Total War. I am Kanastep and this is going to be part 6 of my 1530 campaign where I'm playing as Clan Oda. And in the last episode I was finally able to break out a little bit. And well, okay, not quite. I was going to attack Wakasa, but then I cut it short right there. But I did get relations with the Portuguese now. I'm making some good money. Now I have Portuguese trading posts in all of my sea bordering regions. I have churches also, but I'm not making money off the churches yet until I get the cathedral built. Now, to get that built, I need a citadel, which is that 4th tier of castle building. So I'm going to start working on that right now. It's pretty expensive, but it's winter, so I have a full treasury, and I will be spending quite a bit of money here on this citadel. So get that going. In the meantime, I do want to expand as much as I can now. I mean, within reason. I want to take some territories. The nice thing about being Christian now is that even these poor territories can still make money for me because every territory that borders the ocean is a potential port plus Portuguese trading post plus church. You know, right there, that's 600 koku off those three buildings. So that's pretty good. Just for a shitty little province like Wakasa that makes 103 farm income, all of a sudden that can actually be worthwhile. So yeah, you know, even Tamba, another shitty province, it just, you know, doesn't make much money, but again, put a church in there, it makes a bit more money, right? So I want to at least come down here to, I want to at least take like Harima and Tajima, maybe Inaba, but I know at this point the Takeda have advanced to Bichu, so I don't want to quite come into contact with them yet. I would rather focus my attention on Shikoku, because Tosa is one of those provinces that does give +1 honor to Ashigaru units, and that includes my guns. So that would give me 2 provinces that's giving me +1 honor to these units that are supremely cost effective for me, right? You know, guns and Ashigaru with honor bonuses and morale bonuses, like that can be very, very cost effective, right? So that's kind of the idea there. And I have my heir, Oda Nobunaga, 5-star general, very good. I mean, just for comparison's sake, when I was playing as the Shimazu, I got quite a few heirs that started off as 4-star generals, and that was good. You know, I had like 3 or 4 of them that started off as 4-star generals. None of my generals during the entire campaign got past 4 stars. You know, they were all 4-star generals the entire time, and they were still very capable. You know, so right off the bat, having a 5-star general, this is already a higher star general that I had during the entire Shimazu campaign. So that's good. You know, he's a good general. And I would be shocked. Do the Imagawa have anyone that's 5 stars? I don't know if they do. As you can see, I'm getting some vision on the map thanks to my Jesuit priests, and that feels good as well. The Yusugi are taking it to the Takeda clan, and I would prefer it this way, because if they can take some more territories, then that can kind of not equalize them with the Imagawa, but give them some more power. They are allied with the Imagawa, as I am, but you know how things go. So if the Yusugi can kind of like, get some more oomph going, and then if they want to betray the Imagawa later on in this campaign, you know, they might be able to hang around for a bit longer. Whereas if they got attacked right now, I don't know how things would go. So, and the Imagawa, they have more territories to expand to, you know, like they're getting close to like running out here. You know, they have Noto and Kaga left, but I know that they have a presence down here in Kyushu, so they can't always do this, you know, instead of, like, they're not going to be forced to attack me is what I'm trying to say. Like, they don't have to do it. As long as I present a solid front, you know, they can kind of look in other directions, go, okay, that's easier. So for now, despite, you know, all the money that I'm going to be spending on this citadel, what else am I going to be spending money on? Well, I want to keep training arquebusiers, and I want to keep training Naginata infantry, because I want to use these guys in my army, my Oda army comps. And I should probably also keep training shinobi for the territories that I will be taking. And I should also see, Iga gives a +1 honor bonus to ninja. Now, ninja is not going to be like a primary part of my strategy playing as the Oda clan, but what I do want is I want geishas. Again, not to use offensively, but for those of you who are new to this channel, I've had geisha issues in the past. And that's because I was trying to like play not fair, but I was trying to like limit myself and say like, I'm not going to use geishas. Okay, that's fine. Geishas are super overpowered. Again, for those of you who don't know, they are basically an assassin unit that is very, very hard to kill. Like ninjas can kill geishas, but it's a very low percentage. And geishas can kill geishas, but then they both die. And geishas can just kill off your entire family if you're not careful. And there's been campaigns where it's just very stressful. You're like running from them the entire campaign. And when your best generals are running from geishas and not fighting, it feels kind of stupid. So I just want geishas just in case the other clans get geishas. You know, it's like heavy nukes. It's just a deterrent. That's all it is. I'm not going to use them first unless someone else uses them. To get them though, I need to advance quite a bit with my tech tree here in Iga. So I did get the ninja house. That's going to be the first step. Then I need to a tea house. It's cheap and I need it to get the geishas. You need like the advanced tea house, the advanced ninja house, and then the citadel, and then you can get a geisha house. It's a lot, but again, you don't want to be behind on that. You know, if the first geisha comes out from another clan, you're just like, oh crap. You know, like it's just really, it feels bad. You know, you just start mass producing ninjas, and ninjas aren't cheap either. They cost 200 koku. So like you're mass producing these units that don't give you a high percentage of defending against geishas, but you're doing it just to survive. It's a really bad feeling. So if I can just get some geishas out and have a geisha protecting each member of my family, maybe even some of my good generals, that would just be a better feeling. So yep, gonna get started on that, and probably just keep going with Ashigaru as well. I would rather train my Ashigaru here in Owari because Owari does have a famous spear dojo, but I'm also getting +1 honor for my guns here as well. So that's why I want Tosa, so I can get +1 honor for my, you know, my Ashigaru and my guns. Yamashiro also is obviously giving +1 honor, but I don't have a famous spear dojo here yet. I could just build one, but I'm trying to save some money here. I feel like I'm going to run out of money in this year. That's my guess. That's my feeling. Also, as cool as guns are, they are better on the attack because then you get to choose the weather. If you are attacked and the enemy chooses to fight you in the rain or heavy snow, your guns are going to be less effective. Now, one of these things that I should know by now by heart, but I keep forgetting honestly, I'm pretty sure arquebusiers cannot shoot at all in any type of rain or snow. Like even light snow and light rain, I think they cannot shoot. But I think that muskets can shoot in light rain and light snow. Maybe even heavy snow. I am not, see, that's where I'm not sure. You know, can muskets even shoot in heavy rain, but then they're less effective? I don't know these things. I should, but I don't. So anyway, the idea is when you're defending, you should always have a group of archers kind of hanging around just in case the enemy attacks you in rain or snow or whatever. Your guns don't work. You can just switch out your archers for your guns, and then you'll at least have something, you know. So yeah, considering that the guns are the primary killing power of my Oda armies, it's pretty important to fight in good weather. You know, it really sucks if the enemy attacks you in bad weather. With my army comps fighting as the Yoda clan, but in any case, yeah, taking Wakasa in this turn, I obviously don't need a full army comp to beat this. I mean, these rebels are just going to run away, right? Like I get it, but I should spend more time getting my army comps together because this is what I want. I want 4 guns, 3 Naginata infantry, 4 spears, 2 archers, 2 Yari Cav general. So that's what I want before I start branching out a bit more here. So I'm just going to probably spend this year building up. Obviously, I should also save some money for the castle that I will be building here in Wakasa. Now the Imagawa are going to help me fight here in Wakasa, and this time I have the bigger army, so I should definitely get this province. Jeez, oh Pete's. So yeah, thanks for those of you, there's quite a few, well, there's a handful of you that did confirm what I was trying to get around to was that, yeah, the Imagawa did take Mino because they had the bigger army, even though I attacked at the same time as they did. That's how that works. And yeah, it's surprising. I didn't know that. I have played this game a bit, and I did not know that's how that worked. I thought it always went to the human player. Let's see, the Yusugi retreated from Izu, okay. And Takeda has 3 sons, or 3 heirs, okie dokie. So what's going on here? Alright, so Yusugi tried to take Izu, and they got pushed back. Takeda has some good units, that's the thing. They have warrior monks and like Aginata Cav. They're gonna put up a good fight, I think. Again, depending on what the Yusugi have, but I'm seeing just a lot of archers and spears from them, so... yeah. Some Nodachi, okay, so Nodachi Samurai. And some warrior monks. So they got they got some goodies. And yeah, Wakasa is now mine. Oh yeah. Yeah, thanks again for those of you, who pointed that out to me. About the whole bigger army taking the province thing. Yeah, it's I did not know that. All right, so this is a much less what am I trying to say? This is a not as good of a line to defend as Owari Mino etches in, that's for goddamn sure. Omi's like okay. It's kind of huge. It is like wide open in the middle, but there's kind of a nice little place to defend on the defender's side, and it's hard to flank because one of the flanks is heavily forested on a high ridge, and it just takes forever for units to move around through there. So I don't mind defending Omi. I don't. Wakasa's kind of shitty to defend, but I kind of did okay with it last campaign, so if they attack me, hopefully it goes okay. Let's bring these shinobi up to defend Oda Nobunaga. And, yes, you can go there. Nope, actually, no, I want 2 defending the daimyo at all times. So let's see, I have 1200 koku left. Yeah, that's not too much. But, I'll train what I can train. Whatever shinobi, Ashigaru, Naginata, and guns that money gets me. That'll do. A few turns later now, I have Hosokawa Fujitaka's army is now ready to go here. He can invade Tamba. This is our old friend, that 3-star warrior monk that was defending Yamashiro for so long. Hosokawa Tadio, yeah, he's hanging out here in Tamba. I reckon he's just going to get pushed off and he will just retreat, would be my assumption. And I'm just going to keep on continuing to train soldiers because my defenses need to get, like, it's looking better numbers-wise, but I do need, better soldiers. I need my Naginata everywhere. I need backup archers everywhere. I need Yari Cav everywhere. And, will I be able to afford everything? Well, 1 turn before the Citadel's finished, and then I can start building the cathedral. I don't know how long that's going to take. I imagine it's going to be another expensive building that takes forever to build. But, yeah, I'm probably just going to spend all my money on troops and priests and shinobi and all that fun stuff. I have priests in throughout all of northern Japan now, and this feels good, having some vision all over this. Man, the Yusugi have just been bashing their heads against Sagami again and again and again. And, slowly over time, the forces in Sagami have been taking attrition, but yeah, Takeda Shingen's just a beast. 6-star general. Yusugi Kenshin was here. Is he still here? Yeah, he is, but he's lost a command star. Because he just keeps losing his battles here. His troops aren't as good. Takeda Shingen's army's, well, I mean, it's gotten damaged, it's lost a lot of men, but so, I mean, the Yusugi armies have lost a lot. Hopefully they can take Sagami. Sagami's a good province. It makes a lot of money, and then they could take Izu after that. Well, it just doesn't make much, but still, it's a little something. And yeah, hopefully they can come down and take Azusa as well. Again, not a super worthy province, but again, just any little bit can help them if there was a war between them and the Imagawa. So yeah, anyway, I will keep on taking, I will move on and take Tamba here. And I'm not going to have enough money to start even building a castle in Tamba, but that's okay. I'm not expecting, the forces here are so weak that there's not going to be any counterattack that I have to worry about, I don't think. yes, the rebels in Tamba have retreated, as to be expected. And I'm curious, as to the Yusugi, man, they still have not taken this. They keep bashing it down. And yeah, this force in Sagami just keeps holding off the Yusugi. Tough fight for them. Yeah, Tamba can't afford to build anything here, but it is autumn. Let's put taxes up to punitive. What will I make? 3,500? Yep, that's fine. And a few turns before the port is finished here in Wakasa, that is fine as well. And then, yeah, what's next? So, probably, let's see, Tamba. So from here, I would essentially, there's like barely anything here, right? So what I could do is just bring up my daimyo's army. It's not, you know, obviously a full stack or anything. I gave most of his stack to Hosokawa Fujitaka, but I can bring up the daimyo's like reserve force just to hold Tamba from Harima, which, you know, it's not much, but it could still take an empty province if I let them. So the daimyo could hold Tamba while Hosokawa Fujitaka takes Tajima. And yeah, then I might just like take Inaba and then call it, and then, you know, send some armies after Shikoku. So do I want to do that now, or do I want to wait? There's no point. I mean, I usually don't advance from a province until I have a castle built, but there's really no point. I mean, the daimyo will hold. I mean, his two are, yeah, this is, I can just send this. Go here. I want some Yari Cav in this army. I want some Shinobi up here. And then, yeah, you go take Tajima. Shinobi here. And that looks good. Yeah, there is a castle here in Tajima, so we might just... I wonder if they would retreat to the castle or if they would just retreat from the province. And how much would this cathedral cost me here in Owari? 1,000 koku, 6 seasons. So yeah, expensive, but not as expensive as a citadel. And yeah, next turn we will be able to start trading that. And yeah, once that's finished, we will be making quite a bit of money. Yeah, that's going to be very, very good for us. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump on into winter. And I really hope the Yusugi take Sagami. So yeah, the rebels have retreated from Tajima. Okay. I pillaged some koku. Average harvest only making 28. Okay. And man, I destroyed that castle. That's too bad. That's all right. I have money to build a castle now here in Tamba and then Tajima. Tajima does give +1 honor for Shinobi that are trained here, so this is going to be my new Shinobi training province. Yes, yes. And let's get going with that cathedral here. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit of money. Let's just take a little break from training soldiers and stuff, just to make sure that I can... I can train arquebusiers, yeah, let's just keep going with that. Now, this is potentially dangerous. I'm only 1 turn away before my castles are finished here in Tamba and Tajima, but now the rebels have consolidated a decent little force here in Harima, again, led by that 3-star Hosokawa Tadeo. And considering that I just have my daimyo's paltry little force here defending Tamba, I don't really want him... I don't want to put him in a position to defend against this. It's not much, but it's, you know, it's a handful of archers, spears, that warrior monk. And, here's the thing. I feel like, and this is going way back, I'm trying to remember something that happened a long time ago, but I feel like there's a point in my early practice campaigns when I was first learning this game, I feel like there's a point where I retreated my daimyo into a castle, and then that essentially cut his influence off from the rest of the domain so that population loyalty plummeted across the entire domain. And it was a big problem. Now, I don't know if I'm exactly remembering this right. I don't know exactly, maybe I'm forgetting some details here. Also, it could be said that I probably have a better handle on my population loyalty these days, just due to all of the shinobi that I do use. But at the same time, if I can avoid a situation where my daimyo's hold up in a castle, that's probably a good idea anyway. So how about this? I know that castle is going to be completed during this end turn, so that if I have to retreat to a castle, Tamba will have a castle for me to retreat to. I just don't want my daimyo to be in it. It's fine for these guys to be in it. That's totally fine. Then I can counterattack. I can pull forces from Kawachi and Tajima, and even Wakasa if I wanted to. And they could all pull into Tamba to sally out and take, push back these forces. So that's totally an option. I think let's just roll with this and see what happens. And they actually did not attack. Well, okie dokie then. What I can do then from there is I can move this force up to Tajima, again, just to hold it. And then send Hosokawa Fujitaka's force into Harima to push them off again. I reckon they will continue to retreat, would be my guess. And yeah, I don't know if they, see, this is another one of those things where I'm kind of I still get confused by this sometimes, but since this army attacked from Tajima into Harima, I feel like if the rebel army tries to attack through my army into Tajima, there's basically like an interception or something. Like this army counts as still being here, I think, is how that works. I think that's how that works. It would feel stupid otherwise. If the two armies that, attack each other's provinces, if they just swap them, like that doesn't seem right. And I don't think that's how that works. I think that it counts as like I'm defending this province with this army. I think. I guess if they attack, I'll find out. And the rebels in Harima just continued to retreat. I'm okay with that. That's fine. I know that means that I'm just going to have to face a larger army at some point, and I know that there's the idea that maybe it would be better to attack them with a smaller army so that they would just fight you and then you don't have to face a bigger army as they keep retreating and collecting more smaller rebel armies. That's an idea for sure, but where's the fun in that? But also, since I don't have vision on, like my vision's very limited right now in Southern Honshu, I don't really have priests all the way back here. So I don't know exactly what I'm attacking into, like I can see more now, but what happens if I send a small force to attack a small force hoping to get that engagement, and then maybe 3 more provinces of rebels just kind of join on in and dogpile me. So I think it's probably better when your vision is limited to kind of like send in a fuller stack just to kind of push them off, is my idea behind that. Now Harima, they actually built me a mine here. Now, that's very nice of them. Harima copper, yeah, copper mine. I believe that makes me, how much? 400 coke? Yeah, that's good. Mines in this game are very good. They're very cost effective. They're good in medieval as well, but not like this. They're not as good. Farm income, not as good here in Harima, but still. So this is a cool province because it has a fine natural harbor, and that's going to make it cheaper to build a harbor, as opposed to spending $750. It's like $540 maybe. Can I even? No, I don't even have a castle here. I'll build a castle next year, and I'll tell you how much that port costs. Sanuki is another good province. It's pretty rich as far as farm income is concerned. Making 456 with 1 upgrade. Yes, sir. Give me some of that. I will take it. Awaji and Awa, not so much. Really not much in these 2 provinces. And finally, the Yusugi clan have taken Sagami. Holy smokes, man, that was a brutal fight. Brutal fight. But that's a good take for them. Yeah, they will be making a bit of money off that. And now it's just down to Izu, which, really probably isn't worth the fight, to be honest. It's such a useless province. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm rooting for the Yusugi. I am. And I need to get some more priests back in these provinces because I'm They're getting picked off by someone's ninja. I wonder who that is. Now my cathedral has finally been built here in Owari, and yes, this is going to be good. It's not telling me right now how much money I will be making off of it, so I think that's going to start telling me next turn, hopefully, perhaps, because yeah, it usually says something like, I think it says church income, I think. But I can start training musketeers, yeah. So they cost 131, so that's, I think, with the discount, I think they would cost 200, right? Maybe. So yeah, they're, I mean, 75 for the arquebusiers, so not quite twice as much. But yeah, they're fantastic. They are fan-freaking-tastic. Also getting that +1 honor bonus from Owari itself. So no more training of arquebusiers. Let's start getting this musketeers going. I don't have a lot of money to spend for the rest of this year, but hopefully by next year, the money should start pouring in. Yes. And I would like, at this point, to get another full-strength army up here on my border here on this side, just so that I can, when I do face off against the Takeda clan, or just these rebels, which are kind of looking sort of formidable, I would like 2 armies at least to face off against them, and then probably get, honestly, 1 army can probably take Shikoku. You know, I should just have to fill this army out with the proper troops, and the rebels in Tosa aren't as potent in this campaign as they are in the Sengoku Jedi campaign. In the Sengoku Jedi campaign, they get the famous sword dojo, so they're getting +1 honor for their Nodachi samurai. And then in this campaign, they don't get that at all. It's just Ashigaru and archers, so really not that bad. But yeah, in the Sengoku Jedi campaign, Tosa is like a pretty tough province to take, and yeah, it's not the issue in this one, which is kind of strange, kind of interesting. But I think just 1 stack would be enough for that. And yeah, for the rest of this year though, there's probably not going to be much for me to do. Just gotta, you know, spend the rest of my money, and hopefully 2 turns from now, I will be making a lot more money. Yeah, look at that. Cathedral income, 1,600. Not freaking bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, I'm looking to make almost 6,000 Goku next turn, or next year, so yes, that's going to be very nice. Spending all that money on muskets, Naginata Cav, or Naginata Infantry, Yari Cav, and just keep that economy train rolling, you know? Like, I'm working on that large castle here in Tamba for a church, and Harima, I can start building a port next year. Tajima, I'm working on that port. Wakasa is working on that large castle, so I can get a church here. So just really, like, really start rolling in the cash, you know? Especially, like, here in Southern Honshu, it's such a worthless area, money-wise, if you're not Christian. If you are, well, heck, every province borders the ocean except for Miyamasaka. So, you know, every province, Portuguese trading post, port, church, yeah, go for it. Just do it. But yeah, if you're not Christian, like, you're just suffering. It sucks. It's just like, you know, I think Aki has a mine, and then Harima has a mine, and then Bichu has decent farmland, and then that is it. That's all, you know. You can make money off ports, obviously, just ports, but like, it's really suffering if you're just not doing, you know, going the Christian route. And you're here in Southern Honshu. Like, the Mori starts really rough. The Mori clan, I don't want to go on one of my rants, but like, the Mori clan is just one of those clans that doesn't make any sense to me. It's just so hard to get it going because you have a bonus, you have a discount for monks, but you're still so poor that even the discount is like hard to afford. And the only way to make a lot of money is to go to Christianity, and you shouldn't really do that if you're going the monk route, because you want to be able to build Buddhist temples once you take Ki and Kaga, because then you're going to get the +1 honor bonus for warrior monks. It's a weird, Mori clan's a weird clan for me. I've never really liked playing as them, but it is a challenge, and that's always fun. It's always fun to get a challenge going. Now, Imagawa have taken Iyo, and I wasn't really expecting this. I was sort of hoping I could take Shikoku to myself without sharing it with anyone else. They have not yet finished taking Kyushu yet. They have taken like these provinces, I think, and then Shimazu sells Buzen. But yeah, these provinces are still rebel, I believe. So that caught me a little bit off guard. That's unfortunate, it is. The thing is that Iyo borders all 3 other provinces in Shikoku, so you can't just like have one army. You kind of need a few armies to defend Shikoku if you don't have Iyo. So that's kind of unfortunate. I wanted Tosa so that I could use that +1 honor bonus for Ashigaru, but I think that maybe... Yeah, taking Shikoku means going to war with the Imagawa. Now, obviously, taking Kyushu also means going to war with the Imagawa, but I think that I would prefer to delay war with the Imagawa until I've taken more territory. And so, with that in mind, I would rather just keep pushing on into... and just finish off the rest of Southern Hanshu. Now, that will take, that will put me up against the Takeda clan, but the Takeda clan's on their way out anyway. They're putting up a stiff resistance. They took back Sagami. Yeah. After all that effort from the Yasugi clan, they lost it to the Takeda clan. So, yeah, they're really being a thorn in the side of the Yasugi. So, I think that's the idea, is just to push south, take these provinces. There's a lot of iron sands deposits so that I can make a lot of armories in southern Hanshu. And that's something that can make up for my lack of them in central Japan. That typically wouldn't be that much of an issue because I usually would have Mino at this point, or, in the beginning. This has an iron sands deposit, and it's not mine. So I have an iron sand deposit here in Omi, so I can train my Naginata infantry here. Iga, awkwardly, also has iron sand deposits, but this is where I'm working on like getting geisha ninjas and stuff, so I'm not taking this for military at all. I can switch eventually, like definitely. I don't need, a million geishas. I just need a handful of them. So yeah, I can make that switch at some point, but for now it's just not. I can't build 2 buildings at once. I can't. I have to just keep going for geishas here in Iga. And then that's it. Other than these 2 provinces and then Mino, nothing else has iron sand deposits other than getting into southern Hanshu. Then every province has iron sand deposits. So yeah, taking Inaba is tempting. Just say grab that. This has iron sand deposits, and then everything else, like not Baizen, but then Mimasaka, Hoki, not Bitchu, but then Bingo, Izumo, Aki, Awami, Suo, Nagato. I'm pretty sure they all have iron sand deposits. And it's pretty insane. Like it's kind of ridiculous actually, but I could use it. Yeah, I could definitely use it because I'm getting enough troops up, but they are sort of lacking upgrades at this point, and getting the muskets will help. That's a good power increase going for sure. But yeah, I need to have troops that are on the level of the Imagawa, and that's why I should probably take this first. And then once I've taken Southern Hanshu, then I can sort of think about like, okay, let's make sure that my eastern flank is like set. I keep thinking like it's this. It's not. I don't have these provinces. No, my eastern flank is this stupid little thing with Omi and Wakasa instead of Mino and Echizen, and like make sure they're good. Like make sure there's at least 2 stacks in each province, and then when I'm ready to, I can attack and just do a double like pincer move on fighting Imagawa here in Shikoku, while also coming down and fighting them here in Kyushu as well. Well, also holding off any potential attacks coming from them in the north. And that might open them up to a war against the Yasugi clan. Like that could really break them apart at that point, depending on how things go by then. But I think it's going to be prudent for me to take out Southern Hanshu first. So to that end, I'm working on getting this army going here in Tajima. And yeah, 2 stacks marching down Southern Hanshu should be enough to get the job done, I think. Now my army here in Tajima is finally ready to invade Inaba. I wonder if they would... Well, actually, yeah, they're running out of room to retreat to, aren't they? Yeah, the Takeda clan are right here. They have Bitchu, they have Hoki. And the force here in Bitchu, they have some Naginata Cav with armor and weapon upgrades. 3-star general, Obata Torimori. There is an heir in this army, but he is not leading the army. And then a 4-star general up here. It's a armored Ashigaru unit, Yamamoto Kansuke. Not as good of a force though. So yeah, the question is, would these rebels retreat to Mimisaka if I pushed in here with this army? I would imagine they would. Takamasa is going to be leading this force here. But just in case they do stand and fight, I should probably end this episode here. I'm not sure how much footage I will be using. I'm going to edit out a lot of this because it wasn't really much happened during this episode. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go too far over my time. So you know how it goes. Sorry for leaving it at here, but I will be diving on into... I mean, I got my armies going. I have 2 full stacks ready to take on Southern Hanchu. And I will be supporting this push with my daimyo's army, I think. I think he will be supporting it. And then this army, which is still being held by Kechi Mitsuhide, he'll be hanging out here in Kawachi, just kind of keeping Shikoku in check, just in case anything happens here. Well, my heir, Oda Nobuhiro, and my other heir, Oda Nobunaga, and then my famous general, Shibata Katsue, will be holding my eastern line. And I need to keep reinforcing this because, yeah, when the time comes for us to go to war with the Imagawa, I need to make sure that this line holds firm. So, in any case, that's all. Going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Kanasip playing Shogun Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.